OpTic Gaming has been a powerhouse throughout the history of Gears of War 4. Aside from Season 1 in Mexico City and Season 2 in Las Vegas, it truly has been OpTic's playground.
OpTic Gaming win 2-0-2-0.
And OpTic Gaming once again are your champions and kings of Gears of War.
The current squad is a six-headed monster that consists of top-tier talent in every position. But what is it about OpTic's formula that makes them near unbeatable on LAN? Many of the players within the league that have competed against OpTic believe they hold the keys to defeating them on Championship Sunday.
1 versus 1 here in this situation. The domination is going to be coming in explosive, trying to waste their time.
There we go! Congratulations to Fable as they 2-0 OpTic Gaming. For the first time in Season 2, OpTic Gaming has seen a loser's bracket.
But after the last event in Mexico City, where OpTic reset the bracket in the grand finals and won 4 straight maps for yet another championship, they're looking as unstoppable as ever as we head into the Season 2 finals in Boston. During the Winners Finals and Grand Finals of Mexico City, Denial, who now go under the org Reciprocity, had the disadvantage of playing a grueling 3 matches in a row against OpTic. Usually, a team with this many notches in their belt would clearly have you figured out by the final game, if they hadn't already. So at this stage, what would it really take to defeat OpTic, who play an aggressive yet methodical style that dissects teams who aren't on top of their game?
Push, just 3, you guys, 3. Push shot, Brand absolute. Yo, Billy, look at you. Yo, push up, Rock, Alex.
Oh my God, Billy.
Push up, Rock.
Oh my God.
Billy's walling.
Top rock. Let's go, baby.
Yeah!
Let's dive into a few plays that I've noticed in some recent 2K finals that highlight some solid methods used for consistently defeating OpTic Gaming. Sorry I didn't make this video earlier. Before we dive in, I wanted to give a big shout out to Waldo, an analyst and observer for the Gears Pro circuit. He took the time to produce high quality overhead views of all the maps, which definitely helped with the making of this video. So a big thank you goes out to him. We're going to take a deeper look into OpTic versus Reciprocity and how some unorthodox tactics used on Foundation shifted the entire game on one of OpTic's best map picks. The first 3 rounds saw OpTic starting to run away with the game after 3 early trip caps, but Reciprocity followed up in the 4th round with a perfect mixture of aggression and misdirection, using a newly placed boom shot on the map to change the momentum of the game. Starting with round 1. Both teams run a basic 3-2 split with 3 running to mid and 2 going to pistons to fight for mid control. Reciprocity makes it to mid first, but a perfectly timed throw on the smoke ends up stunning Sleepy while he tries to secure position on the open pillar. OpTic sends their front 3, Mental, Explosive, and Solars down to mid. Rushy and Sleepy attempt a 2v1 on Mental, but Mental retreats through the smoke at the last moment. This leaves Explosive to rush through the mid pillars for an easy kill on Rushy after missing his initial shot on Mental. Fran is crossing with the Lancer in the host pocket during this fight, but ends up pushing with his smoke after noticing the disadvantage. The smoke lands perfectly, giving an opportunity for Sleepy to take out Explosive and Solars. As Icy pushes into the open part of the map from Piston's area, he gets taken out from behind by Praised. Rezik pushes to open mid late and picks up an easy kill on Summons from behind as well. As both initial fights from Pistons and open area start to combine, Sleepy ends up fighting Mental at mid box, but Mental jukes Sleepy out and instead rushes to join the team fight at open pillar. But Rezik's late push coming into open ends up taking out Mental by surprise. Praised buys himself a little time using Fran as a meat shield while Sleepy destroys the shield and dives backwards. This opens a small window for Praised to take a one-shot kill on Rezik and leaving it down to a 1-on-1 for initial fight control. With Praised being low on health, he ends up retreating into the Pistons area, but Sleepy quickly moves in for the kill, winning the initial fight for his team and securing the B hill. Teams are fully respawning and fighting at the Pistons area to capture B. Rushies moves up to cover 2 and fights a 1-on-1 with Explosive, but retreats after he sees Solars and Mental push down from Fountain's ramp. Smokes cover the T-table while Explosive, Mental, and Solars push forward. But Fran throws another perfectly placed smoke from the U-wall that stuns Mental and Explosive during their push. Rushies backs up to take position at the T-table and gets a triple kill in 3 shots, killing Solars first and then finishing off the stunned Mental and Explosive. Reciprocity rotates for the trip cap but is cut off at the last possible second by the 3 OpTic members all spawning simultaneously. Beating OpTic in the early rounds and overcoming the quick respawn times always proves to be one of the most difficult aspects of getting a trip cap in the early rounds. You have to overcome those quick 10-second respawn times. Rushies hides behind the spawn fountain to attack OpTic from behind and ends up killing Explosive. As OpTic fights through the top tables, Praised secures Reciprocity's home hill during the distraction, while Summons recaptures the B hill. Solars turns his attention back to the C hill with focus on Rushies, sandwiching him between a newly spawned Explosive. Icy and Fran hold off the push from Praised, Explosive, and Solars. Solars pulled back towards top tables for extra support fire, but wasn't effective against the one-shot kill from Icy to instantly even the odds. As Fran tries to cross over from Street, OpTic pushes out of spawn and secures their home hill, forcing Fran to move back towards close steps. This gives Mental a window to push over from top tables and take out Icy while capping Reciprocity's home hill. The push from top tables forces Fran to rotate through mid-ramp to his home hill, but ends up opening Mental for a 2v1 double kill on Fran and Sleepy. After Mental's double kill, Solar secures the B hill, while the rest of OpTic hold off the newly spawned Reciprocity members. OpTic Gaming secures the trip cap domination for round 1. For teams that find themselves in these types of scenarios, always try to avoid situations where you're fighting your opponents on your home hill and you only have 1 to 2 teammates remaining. Instead, try to rotate to the mid hill or your opponent's side while avoiding the path through your own home hill. The key is to always be looking to extend the round and giving your teammates those precious seconds possible that they need to respawn into the game. Over the next few rounds, Reciprocity's power weapon placement became more and more aggressive. Reciprocity upped the intensity with the placement of the boom shot, but also tried some unorthodox positioning when applying pressure to that part of the map. As we dive into round 4, OpTic runs a basic 3-2 split with 3 to mid and 2 to pistons, while instead Reciprocity runs 1 to pistons, 3 to mid for the aggressive push to boom, and Icy splits off to the top of orange ramp to rotate down street and flank boom shot from the closed steps. Reciprocity pushes to mid box to distract OpTic from the flank by Icy, and Icy acquires a free boom shot, picking up a triple kill at mid. Another member of OpTic pushes through from open to confirm the quad kill from Icy with the boom shot. All 5 members of OpTic are down as Reciprocity rotates for the trip cap, although all the members of OpTic spawn almost simultaneously and stop the trip cap again at the last second. But a brilliant smoke tag on the ground by Icy stuns all members of OpTic coming through crane area. Reciprocity wins the trip cap and swings the momentum in their favor to win the next 2 rounds and tie the game 3-3 at halftime. Reciprocity went on to win the opening round of the second half as well, but unfortunately they weren't able to close this map, losing some steam in the second half and falling 7-6. But we'll dive more into the 7-6 curse in the next video. OpTic has fallen in the past against a near perfect mix of unorthodox strategies and perfectly timed aggression. One of OpTic's go-to setups during late game is to swarm the power weapon and with some perfectly timed smokes, open themselves a door for an instant pickup and use that to push their opponents quickly and stomp out any remaining momentum. Let's take a look at how Reciprocity was able to counter this late game aggression by OpTic in a recent 2K final on Damn. At this point, we're in map 2 of the series and OpTic is leading 6-5. Both teams run a 3-2 split between Plat and the Pit, with Pit holding the drop shot spawn and Frag spawning on the Plat. The trio of Praised, Solars, and Summons go cover the drop shot, with Mental and Explosive making the push for frags. Icy and Rushies hold their position and wait outside the pit area for OpTic's smokes to go off. They move up and see OpTic holding position, while Fran, Sleepy, and Rezik aggressively fight for ground on platform. As Sleepy and Rezik are taken out in the ensuing push, this distracts Praised to move over to the Plat to help secure map position. This leaves Rushies to throw a perfect late smoke and acquire drop shot with Icy covering his pickup. OpTic pushes forward once it's too late, and Rushies connects with a triple kill to regain control of the map. Reciprocity uses their new positioning to keep OpTic spread out in between their respawns and confirm the triple cap. In the next round, OpTic chooses to replace the drop shot with the boom shot and focuses all their attention on using that to put an end to Reciprocity. OpTic runs another split strat, but with Mental going wide to pick up frags through mid baby steps. Solars, Summons, and Praised all move up through the pit after throwing smokes, while Explosive covers the plat fight. As Fran trades shots with Praised, he suddenly pulls to help Icy focus on the boom shot and correctly anticipates the quick push for the pickup. Rushy swaps positions with Fran to take the fight against Praised as Icy takes out Summons while picking up the boom shot, making it for an easy round 13 power weapon pickup for the 5-man wipe, the trip cap domination, and the 7-6 map win. Season 2 of the Gears Pro Circuit is coming to a close. As we look ahead to Gears 5, the stakes couldn't be any higher going into Boston, and we find out not only which team walks away with the chip, but also the last laugh.